Hey there, everybody! It's Dylan Bradley. We're gonna just skip doing the fancy little intro because I'm already all set. I have friend of the channel, Skull902, here with me already.
Hi, that's me. Hello.
Yes, that's you. But yeah, everything should be up running all nice and smoothly. I'll test the commands here real fast. Hey there, Cat Right, and also welcome, Miles.
Welcome, welcome. Everybody.
Everybody. I don't know why my brain just goes there, but sure. Why not?
Everybody wants to be a cat. Uh,
My command system is not working because of course it's not. This is why we test things.
of course. Hi, Spidey.
Hello. Oh, there we go. It just takes a minute. It likes to just be a pain in my hind.
You don't have enough memory in the memory
Oh,
card.
yeah. Chemo. Hello.
Yes, hello, Kimosabe. Saying, hey there, Dylan the Skull. How are you doing? Happy Saturday. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Skull?
Today's been pretty okay.
When
Just
life
been
gives you lemons, don't
working
make
on
lemonade. Make
the
life
old
take the
Sprite
lemons
movie.
back.
Yeah, which I hope that was treating you well. I know you were talking to me about it earlier. I'm very excited to see what becomes of that.
Oh, well, thank you. It was just how doing frames usually goes. It takes a little while on account of always needing to do customs, and then uh, like after a while it starts to hurt my eyes as well. So the whole process to do a scene, and what I did was a big scene today. So uh,
Eh.
takes a good few hours. Started at 6 in the morning,
Oh,
and
jeepers! Yeah, you've been a busy boy.
finished. Uh, I finished composing the frames around 2. Uh, then I upscaled them in OBS real quick. And I still need to rename the files, so technically I'm not done.
Yeah, organization is a good thing.
Oh yeah. I just wish that, like, I don't know if there is some Office program or whatever around there that can just rename a whole folder's worth of files to whatever you want.
Remind me this later, there is.
Oh, thank God. Can it, like, copy paste a bunch of different, because, like, my thing is I have to do each frame individually, and that takes forever.
Yeah, I can show you. There is an excellent suite of utilities called Power Toys, and one of them is called Power Rename. And its whole point is to rename files on bulk. So.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It's just the thing about it though is, say if I tell it to give these files the same name as all the other ones in like the small frame folder, like will it be able to do that?
Yeah, it'll just add a unique marker to it. I can show you how to use it. It's honestly not that hard. They make it ridiculously easy, honestly. Power Toys is one of my favorite tool sets.
And I'm gonna trust the IT guy here and presume that it's safe to use.
Yeah, it's straight from Microsoft, so I would hope
Oh.
so.
Yeah, when you put it like that, yeah.
I would freaking hope so.
For sure.
Opinion on the Mario movie, if you guys have seen it. I have not seen it. I'm thinking I might go to see it if I have time, but I kind of doubt I will. What about you, Skull?
I'm seeing it next Thursday. So much like when I saw the first 2 Sonic movies, I'll probably also record a short little video just rambling on non-spoilers about my thoughts, and then the plan is to do another podcast later this month.
Yeah, Kat was saying they watched it and loved it. Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty good time, except for the fact that they forgot to credit somebody.
Oops.
With that being said, let's begin. Let's begin the torture.
Oh boy. Also, happy 1-year anniversary to Sonic movie 2.
Yes,
You're right,
I
it is.
can't
It is today.
believe
Goodness.
It's been a freaking year. Time flies.
And tomorrow is going to be the first year of when I saw it, and what a special day that was. I can't believe it's been this long already.
Yeah. I would have seen it in, like, because it was the weekend after it opened, so it would have been 7 days from today, give or take. So, on the 15th, it'll be the 1-year anniversary of when I saw it first.
I'm gonna take that, like, theater viewing experience to my heart for the rest of whenever I'm somewhat sane-ish.
Yeah, that was the first movie I saw after the pandemic. Which is kind of funny, because the first movie I saw right before the pandemic was Sonic, so the pandemic literally got bookended by the Sonic movies for me.
I was gonna say that was Rabbids' experience too, but I think his first movie back was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'd have to ask him.
Yeah, still not used to hearing Mario, Luigi, and Toad's VA. Yeah, it's gonna take some time to get used to the new VAs, I'm sure. They aren't, I don't think, planning to change out the game VAs, thank heavens, you know.
Yeah, that'd be a sad day.
Yeah, like, Charles Martinet, they might not have used them, for the movie, but he does amazing work as Mario. All those grunts, all those little emotes, that's all him.
As long as the guy can still go, you know, man. And I know this is something that my little brother brought up many years ago, actually. Is that, like, they should, at some point, they should just record a shitload of generic or even some specified voice clips of him as Mario, just in case they need something.
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
after he dies, they'll never need to replace him. Just sit him in the booth for like 12 fucking hours. You know?
Honestly, I agree with you, because I think he is absolutely one of those voices you can't replace, you know? Like, the entire franchise would change overnight.
Those shoes would be pretty big to fill.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, hey there, Aurora. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're all doing well.
A warm welcome and hello to Aurora as well.
Yes. Also, welcome to Jonathan Dio, who is asking thoughts on Eric Bowser. I haven't heard that name, but I feel like it's a pun on Bowser.
Nah, Eric Bauza is another voice actor. He's I haven't heard a whole lot of his work, but I think he's like mainly associated with Looney Tunes right now.
I don't think I've heard his work then, so I wouldn't know.
I know I haven't heard much of it, so I can't really form an opinion right now.
Yeah.
I'll
just stick with the good old, I have no idea.
Yeah, goodness, I'm gonna have to look him up actually, because I know he was in Space Jam 2, but I forget who he voiced.
Yeah. Glad to hear you're doing alright, Aura. Jonathan was asking, should Charles Martinet still voice Wario and Waluigi? Wow.
As long as he's able to.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he's able to. I should not voice anybody, including myself, because I'm tripping over my tongue like a like a fish out of water over here.
It's okay. Eric Bauza in Space Jam 2 voiced Daffy, Porky, Foghorn Leghorn, Elmer Fudd, and Marvin the Martian, but he's also voiced Bugs. I know in like
so
the newer
series. The voice of Looney Tunes at that point.
It pretty much, as far as I'm aware, because when they started doing the modern day shorts, and he provided a lot of the voices there.
Okay, then I might have heard some of his work then, as a matter of fact. And just not even known it.
Maybe. I haven't seen... I think I only saw one of the modern shorts. It was like the very first one that they did.
Yeah, Charles Martinet should do voices as long as he's able, and I'm honestly with Skull that Nintendo should just pay him to sit back in a booth for like a day and record just literal anything.
Oh yeah. Didn't Jacksepticeye voice one of the Mario characters? I'm not sure.
I
know
don't remember hearing that, but it's possible.
I know he's done some Sonic stuff.
Yeah. Well, I almost had it. You'll notice that I'm much better at this than I was last week. First off, because I have a controller that actually frickin' works. And secondly, because I literally practiced this for like an hour before I went live.
Just curious actually, what controller do you have? Because you just said off-brand Wavebird. Do you have like the Retro Fighters controller?
It's some Amazon brand called Old School, if you've heard of it.
I don't think so.
All I know is it works, and that's all I care.
That's all that matters, I guess.
No, I'm not still stuck on this part. I'm just proving a point. Because I had been stuck on this part for a long-ass while. Oh, and by the way, this button, if I'd have ever managed to get to it, leads directly to the goal ring. And now I'm done. And now
Is that
I
what
never
you're...
have to do this fucking stage ever again. And yes, that's what caught me last time.
that was your plight there? You just weren't able to get across that gap?
Yeah. Something, as I said, my controller was being weird, and something about making that gap just wasn't comprehending.
Ooey.
Done.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Very nice.
This is happening!
There, Kimosabe. Alright, let's do this. Hey there, Kitty Dreamer 31. I believe that would be, Kitty Cat, because you're the one who implemented, well, who gave me the idea to implement that command. Yep, it's me! I thought so. Good to see ya.
Kitty dreams are made of this.
Emotional
I am
damage!
so glad that I am not the only one who thought that. I'm just like, keep your mouth shut. Don't make yourself sound like an absolute idiot.
What's wrong with making yourself sound like an idiot?
Nothing! Otherwise I wouldn't go live.
Tis my bread and butter, my dude.
Yeah, this is fair. Which I saw, I need to still listen to it, but I saw you, got Idiot with a mic drop.
Oh yes, the album. 10 tracks and all. It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, and it all was for a good cause.
Indeed. Yeah, so like my singing and rapping isn't exactly the best, I would say. Especially, I said, out of all of them, Vandalize was the one that I was like, man, I wish this kind of came out better, because just because of the amount of re-recording I knew I was gonna have to do. That's the one I recorded first, and you can kind of tell listening to it.
Weren't quite warmed up to it yet.
I was nervous too. I think that affected my my performance. And I don't know why, because like I record stupid stuff all the time. So like, why is singing any different?
No, I get you. I get you. It's fine. I'm sure you did a wonderful job. And I saw you did both versions of it.
Oh yeah. You know, it was like, do I do a clean version of the album? And it was like, well, you know, I'm sure that there are some people who would prefer to listen to that. So
Yeah.
it didn't really matter much. You know, only 4 of the songs needed changing.
And it's only
and
a handful of words.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was only a couple minor line changes. I didn't actually use those words that much in the explicit versions. So I will say though, actually, when it comes to Vandalize, that's the only one that, because like when I did the choruses for a song that had them, I just would sing them over again instead of copy pasting. Except when I recorded the substitutions for the clean version of Vandalize, I forgot to do one, so that's the only instance in the album where I copy pasted something, because by the time I found out, it was too late to re-record.
Yeah, that's fair, honestly.
But enough about that, though.
Oh, you're fine. Talk about it all you want, man. We're here to just chat. Kitty Cat was saying, you know how a few weeks ago you said the final boss of Undertale is terrifying? Yes, I do.
I need to revisit my PS2 games, you know, to see if I still remember how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about plenty of my, well, I was gonna name a console specifically, but all my consoles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe is it you who needs to get all their consoles set up redone?
Yeah, I need to get it set up at some point, which has been the case for many years. I guess the only exception would technically be Super Nintendo, because I have an emulator for that, and one might say that I've improved in plenty of those games since.
Well, yeah. Emulation can help too.
Yeah. Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah, it's definitely one of the games I'm missing.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man. I hope
Most
you
of them
had
are
fun
on
with that, by the
GameCube.
way.
Yeah, Spidey. Hope you had fun.
Recent leak of Chapter 3 of Undertale. He's back! Well... As I said, Undertale is a great game, and I don't judge people who had, like, a wonderful time with it, because I did, until that happened.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, you meant Delta... They're all kind of the same. Deltarune is actually a scramble of, Undertale. Like, if you take the letters and rearrange them, it spells out Undertale.
Are they related, or,
Yes, they are created by
Okay.
the same guy.
Gotcha.
And I believe they even share some of the same, like, storyline, if I recall correctly. I don't know. I've never played Deltarune because Undertale kind of turned me off from that whole dealio.
Yeah, it's just generally hard for me to get into, well, it's still turn-based, but Undertale is very original in the way that it does it, but,
It
like,
is turn-based at the end of the day,
yeah, it's hard for me to get into those kind of games. I know, like, when the game first came out, Josh started a playthrough, for Rabbit and and after the first session, I was like, I'm sorry, man, but I can't get into it, so, you know, you guys enjoy the rest.
Yeah, it's fair. Classic Sands and Bell Sands are my favorite because they have that Sonic and Shadow vibe, not gonna lie. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, there are some awesome characters with that. I think if I had to pick... I haven't played the game long enough to really pick a favorite, but... And I don't remember, like, half their names now that I look back.
I really forgot how in the Wii version and in PS2 by extension that Sonic really overreacts to getting B and lower.
Oh yeah, he is, like, pissed.
He was like disappointed with himself. He was like, dude, a B's not that bad.
No.
You still get a medal for it.
Yep. You're still passing. Apatos is next. Yes, visit Hollis. Good job, I checked. Instead, this time it looks like he came from MS Paint instead of Photoshop, so they downgraded him. Wonderful. I'm not sure where I need to go, so I'm just gonna go with the guy gate. I have no idea. Though I will, obviously I won't spoil it, but I will admit that I really appreciated the fact that all of the, like, terminology in Endgame Undertale is explained to you. Like, some things you thought meant one thing mean a completely different thing than you actually thought they did from the beginning of the damn game.
Gotcha.
It's not really a spoiler, but I still... I try to be careful about spoiling, like, endgame things, because it's like, if somebody hasn't played it yet, I don't want to ruin the game for them.
Fair enough.
Alright. Let's go sledding! Everybody supersonic sledding!
Except for Sonic. Look at him, he's not on it anymore. Gave up on that passion real quickly.
Yeah. Fair enough, I suppose.
More like world's fastest attention span.
You know, you're honestly not wrong, though. It only makes sense. There we go. Sweet.
Yay!
I always make up with the Holiska Day theme, lol. Do you mean you always wake up?
I always make up a song, I think is what Kemo's saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You know,
that's fair. I do that with songs all the time.
that brings me back to when this game was first coming out. Like pre-release, there was actually a contest on YouTube. I forget who was hosting it, but someone was like, "Hey, the Sonic people, make up your lyrics to the Cool Edge Day song, and whoever's got the best one wins." And a bunch of people did it. It was nifty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, Photoshop Monster is coming in the beginning of Chapter 3 instead of at the end. Well, I suppose at least they're gonna get him out of the way. Why did I make the same mistake twice?
The exact same spot.
I did the same
Oopsie
damn
poopsie.
thing twice.
That
Yeah,
sounds
it
awesome. I
sounds
would totally
awesome.
do that still. It, I would have tried too, but thank God I didn't. 'Cause back then, my microphone was a terrible, terrible headset.
Back in 2008. All right, I can't break the ice. Back in 2008, I wasn't even really on the internet that much because the place we lived at that point in time didn't get internet, so I couldn't have
Wowzer.
participated if I wanted to. I know, it's weird when I tell people that, because it's just like, the tech guy didn't have access to tech for like the first half of his life, and yeah, that's literally my life.
I mean, but just to think about what year that was too. Like by 2008, everybody had at least crappy broadband.
Nope,
for the most
not
part.
us.
Or well, like I guess like in super poor areas, I suppose in some of those like dial-up would have still been the standard, but
Yeah.
damn, you know.
Yeah, which the funny thing is that there was broadband literally across the road from us, but to run the cable across the road was like several $1,000s.
Allie.
So obviously we didn't do that.
Something I'm terribly interested. It just, thinking of this topic of discussion now.
Yeah.
Something I'm very interested in is just investing, or not investing, but there are still like dial-up service providers. So I think that it'd be fun to do those for like 1 month, just to see how good the speed is, and then
yeah,
secondarily, to also do some cool stuff on Dreamcast. Like for instance, the people, there was a group of fans that revived the old Dreamcast Sonic Adventure 2 website, so you can just go there and download the DLC if you have the console. So
yeah,
that'd be fun to
I
do.
heard about that project. You might have talked to me about this before, but my
I think I did tell you.
Also, thank you, the Hedgehog, for the support. We're off to
Yeah, buddy.
Squadonia to speak to Professor Pickle.
Professor Pickle! Let's go!
My dear Sonic.
Oh hell, you gotta save Amy.
Yeah.
Come on, babe. Let's dance the night away. I love it.
It's like, I get it's the point, but it's just so obviously like something's wrong. And then Mr. Obvious over here, something's not right here. Ya think?
I just love Jason Griffith's line read and just the line itself.
Yep.
Come on, babe. Let's dance the night away. Chemo with you gotta do what? You gotta do what? I gotta believe.
Yeah. Started
Oh,
posting
yeah,
a
they-
comic today. Nice.
Hey, nice. They did turn this into a quick time segment.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's disgusting, but it's thankfully very easy.
That's weird too, because this game loved giving the werehog a shitload of side quests that are required to do.
It does indeed, but for some reason,
This one,
rescuing souls is not one of them.
yeah, for real.
Ah, that should calm things down a bit around here. Chalk another one.
Professor Pickle!
Professor Pickle! Good luck, Kitty Cat, testing out a new video editor.
He was here just a moment
Nice.
ago.
Tell me what's happened to him, please.
Personally, recently, I've been using DaVinci
I'll
Resolve.
happily explain everything for a plate of cucumber sandwiches.
I remember Rabbit was having a thing about that, because he recently upgraded rather, his computer. And he's on Windows 11 now, and Movie Maker isn't a thing anymore. So there's no built-in video editor. So I was like, well, I can try to give you the key to my Vegas movie studio. And if not, the only free one that I know of that has good reviews is Kden Live. But thankfully he didn't need to test out Kden Live, because the Vegas thing worked for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is the Wii version of the game. 4E. I'm just gonna call you 4E because the rest of those are characters that I don't know how to pronounce.
I believe those are Cyrillic characters, and I don't quite know what that name reads out to.
Yeah, it's fine. Kitty Cat was saying, Segascape now runs off of Firefox. Nice. Firefox is a great browser, honestly. I use Chrome as my, daily driver, if you will, but for development purposes, I use Firefox.
I've been on Firefox since like 2009, so
I would switch permanently, but I have to admit the ability to sign in with my Google account once on Chrome and have that be it is damn useful. So,
Ooh-wee.
I just basically use Chrome as the, if it has something to do with Google browser.
Spidey says I just used the Windows 10 video editor.
Yeah.
So you got one of the versions that has the last edition of Movie Maker on it, I would presume anyway.
Yeah, either that or the, whatever they call it now. What
Oh, the one that they put in the Photos app?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
There's a special name for it, but I can't remember what the fuck it is. But it's... I would strongly suggest very quickly moving to something else. Even if, like me, you move to something like Blender that's not even, like, a proper video editor, you're better off using something like that.
For sure.
Kitty Dreamer is gonna make a video of Jeeble from Deltarune playing Undertale Genocide. Oh boy. Which actually, I remember when I played Undertale, I purposely did a pure pacifist run. Like, I didn't kill anybody. Partially because I was told that that was the easiest way to do it. But it didn't matter! Because the first time you play the game, it doesn't matter how you play it. It will always do the same exact thing.
Ooh, shit.
Kimosabe said, I remember seeing a trailer for this game, and 30 Seconds of Mars song, The Kill, was playing, and I think at some point they changed it to Endless Possibilities.
I don't ever remember a trailer like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but my memory is crap, so that doesn't mean a blessed thing.
It's even like the very first ones that leaked. That one had just the daytime Missouri soundtrack playing in the background.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they did.
Maybe.
Sega does a lot of weird shit. Hey there, Kimberly! Yes, we're back! And I'm not having a freaking bit about my controller being hell.
Hello.
I love Dragon Road's theme. Like, I know I say that about a lot of music in this game, but this track right here is a jam. Speaking of, Kimosabe is asking ya, what is your favorite Sonic Unleashed piece of music, Skull?
That is a very hard one because there's plenty of good ones. Dylan just mentioned this. All the Chunnan songs. Pretty tippity toppity tier. In fact, I kind of wish that I had remembered the hub theme during nighttime, because that actually would have made a pretty cool rap song. But hindsight and all, my favorite song in the game is Jungle Joyride Night.
Solid choice.
That my god, it is such a beautiful piece of music. I just listen to it all day.
Yeah. There are... With me, I don't honestly think I'd be able to pick one, because it is a very moving soundtrack. There's a lot of wonderful pieces, and I don't think I'd be able to just say, this one song. Like, I'll just sit back and casually listen to the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Kitty Dreamer, if you'd like to tweet me some artwork that you've made, you can feel absolutely free. Well, I triggered a fight. Wonderful!
Aurora, favorite is Unleashed HD.
My favorite Sonic game honestly a difficult question. With Sonic Frontiers, I honestly think I have to hand it to Frontiers for, like, a modern era game. But as far as, classic era, it has to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Also, welcome back, Miles.
Hello. Yeah, there are games that are just like, as games, I think, built better than Unleashed is, but Unleashed has a vibe, man, that I can just get down to, and I still think that it has the best story in Sonic history.
Yeah, that's very fair. I can't even pretend to argue with that. Yeah, and Unleashed artistry, as Kimberly was saying, is absolutely, like, off.
Oh,
off
for
into
sure.
its own little thing. I can't really see. There we go. Sorry, my light was, like, bleaching the screen, so I was like, I can't see a damn thing!
Oops.
And yes, I will absolutely, show that off in a bit, kitty cat. Sorry, it's gonna take me a bit to get used to your new name.
That's 2 deaths right there.
Yeah, I'll issue the Death Plus command twice, so I don't forget. 5.
Ooey gooey.
Least favorite Sonic game. I mean, I like all of them for various reasons. Some of them for the absolute wrong reasons. Like, some of them I like because they are so terrible. Like, it's bad, but I don't think there's a single Sonic game that I played that I can honestly say I hated through and through. Fudge.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for me as well, because there's ones like that I've played that I don't think are good games by any means, but I haven't played one that I think that I necessarily like super hate either.
Yeah. Hey
Just
there,
like,
Leo.
hi Leo. I guess if you had to, force me to pick one just off the top of my head, I guess I would say like 3D Blast.
Yeah. The 3D Blast is pretty bad. Sonic R isn't that bad, honestly. I played it on stream a while ago for the New Year. It was honestly kind of fun, other than having some technical issues.
I've never played any of the ones that people consider like super horrible, unless if you're one of those that says that about Shadow the Hedgehog, which
Yeah. I respectfully disagree with that, because though it is a bad story, it is,
oh yeah, the story
funny.
the story is absolutely horrendous. No doubt in my mind about that. But I do think that the gameplay is a little underrated. I like the gameplay could be improved, but honestly, the gameplay wise, it's not bad. The mission structure is bad.
Yeah, the mission structure is terrible.
But the gameplay in and of itself is competent.
Yeah.
It's good. Like
worse.
it's not great, but it's good. Like, it works, for the most part.
Miles, I can absolutely say that. Dylan, why does the game look like 360p? That's probably because it's shrunk down to fit into its little corner for you guys, and it is running at standard definition, being a Wii game. Though it is upscaled to full HD, hilariously. Because the resolution is 1920 by 1080, the same resolution I always use.
Are you using one of those cheap HDMI solutions, or are you using like a scaler?
LG
Okay, that's gonna degrade the quality of the image too, even though technically speaking, like it's supposed to be like component to HDMI, but like
Yeah, it is.
again,
That's exactly
the source.
what it is.
The source is so cheap that it degrades the image anyway. So like,
Yeah, it works for what I need it to do. Honestly.
yeah, like you know, if it gets a picture to your capture card at the end of the day, that's what's gonna matter.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah. Watching a dodge
hello?
and blur of games right now, says Miles.
Oh goodness. To Leo, I think you did actually welcome Leo in,
Yes,
and
hi. If I
the
miss you,
ultimate-
hi.
the ultimate fatalerer with
Fatal error.
oh, the ultimate fatal error. Okay, yeah, that's gotcha.
I love how you were
that-
just like, I'm going to pronounce this as one word, and you're not gonna stop me.
All right, well, can you blame me? Because the E
No!
there, the E is not capitalized. Hello. It's already worse than the definition on my 2DS. Like, damn. Ooh.
Well, part of that's probably just transmission media. I don't know. I do eventually need to invest in a better way of doing it, but
Yeah, because like if you're using the right stuff, like you know, even just Nintendo's component cables, for instance, and then you know hook that into a proper scaler, like you're gonna get a nice clear image.
yeah, and nice, very, very nice one there, Miles. Some tech guy you are, huh? Well, it was a case of I actually got it as a Christmas gift, and it was I didn't want to ask for anything like absurd, so I just put like the most reasonable one I could find. So. Yes, excuses. Honestly, they are. I should just go and buy it. I also didn't want to, in my defense, I didn't want to spend too much money on it when I was getting set up to stream, because I didn't know if I would do it ever again. So I didn't want to spend like hundreds of dollars and then be like, and then I'm never going to use this shit again.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you're getting started, you shouldn't worry as much about the video. Like if it's viewable, then that's fine. I think everybody's first upgrade should definitely be in the audio department.
Yeah, and that was my first upgrade, actually, because I upgraded to a proper microphone from my headset.
Yeah.
I do not regret that.
And that's just the way things are right now in terms of, like, you know, capture and like, all that stuff. A quality scaler that makes the footage actually, like, look good is still gonna run you, like, you know, a couple $100. It's a good investment, but it's also very pricey. So you gotta, you know, you gotta basically like pick and choose, or you know, just try to save up as best as you can for something like that.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell?
Oops. Kimberly's asking favorite daytime stage level in either this version or or the next gen version. I haven't played enough of.
How many deaths was I? I hit the wrong man. So that'd be 8. Sorry.
I think so.
Yeah, I got it.
I haven't played very much of the Wii/PS2 version, so I guess by default, in that version it would be Apotos
Yeah.
Day.
I honestly
but
don't know.
in the HD version, it's Rooftop Run.
The ending of the Shadow the Hedgehog ending trailer confused me because I thought Like, did Shadow kill Sonic? Or did the black creatures kill Sonic? Okay, so, as Miles said, some research would do you well, but the problem there is that Shadow has several endings, depending on which path you take. And until you explore them all and get the final story, the last story, none of them will really make any goddamn sense.
Chemo, are you talking about like the opening FMV in the game where it has that shot where Sonic's like, collapsing and Shadow's behind him? Because if that's what you're talking about, then I think the implication with that one is that Shadow did it.
Yeah, the implication of that is absolutely that Shadow did it.
Yeah, just like, I think that's done just to show you that you have the choice to be evil in the game.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the whole point of the opening cutscene, is like, the choice is yours. You can be good, you can be evil, you can be neither.
Yeah, because I think there's scenes in that opening FMV. I could be wrong about this, but I think it does show Shadow beating up gun troops. It shows him beating up aliens, and it shows him beating up Sonic.
Yeah.
So
it gives you all three options.
the only thing he doesn't beat up any egg pawns in there. So I guess the FMV sides with Eggman. Which, if there's something I can also criticize Shadow the Hedgehog's story for, you guys got 10 endings in the game and none of them he joins up with Eggman.
Yeah, and honestly, even when he is on Eggman's side, Eggman still bitches about it.
Well, I mean, that's just every character that you buddy up with in the levels. But like all the endings, man, there's no ending where he teams up with Eggman.
That's true.
Which is disappointing, because again, you got 10 of them. Just like make you can balance it out, you know. Two where he teams up with Sonic/Gun. 2 where he sides with the Black Arms. 2 where he sides with Eggman, and then 4 where he strikes out on his own. Boom.
Yeah, hopefully I can help you find the answer to your question. If not, honestly, the best thing I can suggest you do is, if you're not able to play the game, just look it up on like Sonic Retro or something like that, or even the Sonic Wiki. They have some pretty good explanations of what the hell is going on.
Yeah. And then of course there's also long plays or let's plays or.
Honestly, I should play through that game at one point. On stream. I played through it personally, but...
That's one of those ones I missed from my console setup and earlier my GameCube memory card corrupting as well.
Yep.
I never got to beat that one.
Miles, that's such a mood. I feel that in my heart. We need a website like that for life. Just an all-knowing guide to everything. But what fun would that be, honestly, if we knew all the answers?
Some people like spoilers.
This is true. Nice joke. I definitely don't know everything. I'm far from it, matter of fact.
Dead at 68 due to a kid beating me in the head with a baseball bat. Well, better prepare for that.
Oh, jeez. Where did you get that from, or did you just pull it out of your ass?
I just made it up.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the? Where did that come from? I should have known with you. Thank you so much for stopping by, Miles. I am certain that I will chat with you later. Have a great day.
You have a good day, my dude. Kitty Dreamer says Sonic Retro is cool and helped me find some lost media of Sonic hacking tools. Hey, there you go.
Nice.
The cutting room floor is also, if we're getting into like lost media or like, you know, deleted or, you know, dummied out or scrapped stuff, like that's also a good source of information, not just for Sonic, but for plenty of things.
Well, not everything, but nearly everything. No, you're fine. I honestly kind of forgot gonna level with you. So thank you for the reminder. I was talking with everybody and it slipped my mind. So yes, I will absolutely show that. Don't worry about it. Thank you for the reminder.
Don't you worry.
I'm hoping noise canceling has my favor here, but I apologize if you can hear my parents' annoying dogs barking in the background.
So that's what that dog noise is.
Yeah!
That distinctly dog-like,
Can I start over?
Why is he asking if he can start over? I guarantee you I got like a freaking B or something like that. Yeah, I got a B! What the
Sonic, come on, man. You meddled. Don't be sad about it.
Oh boy. Like, I know we were literally just talking about that, but I was like, oh, come on!
It's so weird. Like in the HD game, you know, he's got you know, good animations for all the ranks.
Yeah.
Down to like D, I think. I think for whatever reason, when you're the werehog, I think when you get a D rank, it plays the crappy version of you know, the World Adventure.
You are correct.
And I never understood that, because with, you know, regular Sonic, it doesn't do that. Something I've noticed that's unique to this version of the game. The railings are all in different colors patterns based on what region you're in, and are the exact same as the portals in the temples.
Ooh,
That is
I didn't
extremely
notice that.
interesting.
That is very perceptive of you, but I honestly think you might be right. Looking at it. Speaking of looking at things, Kitty Cat's art, very well done. I love that it's kind of like a mesh of the old, like, pixel art style and, more modern. Very well done.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is neat.
Yep. Oh, right, you probably can't see it.
I was kind of hoping and praying that you had pulled it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I
Nice.
did.
It's yeah.
Alright, but yeah, very nice. Based off Sonic 1
Indeed.
title screen and the Sonic 3 box art, yeah, definitely tell. Very well done. Let's
Yeah,
see,
buddy.
get this back in some sort of order here. Do I have a favorite vocal song from the Sonic series as well as at least one? Sorry if I'm being annoying. I don't mean to be. I'm just curious. You're not being annoying at all. You're just, as you said, you're curious. I don't mind at all.
You're not asking us for like our home address,
Yeah.
so I think you're good, Aurora.
Yeah. Like, you're asking us what our favorite bits of stuff are. It's fine. But I get it. That's a tough question. Like, especially if we're talking in all of Sonic, there's so many amazing vocal themes that just slap.
That one is legitimately too hard for me.
Yeah. I think I honestly might just have to say I'm sorry, but there's no answer.
I can't. There's too many great ones.
Yeah, as far as even with least favorite, I don't know if I could award that because there's really none of them that are like that bad that come to mind that would be worthy of that sort of title.
Yeah, even the ones that aren't great are like okay at best.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of one, at least not off the top of my head. Maybe there is one out there that I'm not a fan of, but
Yeah. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I'm just like, I absolutely hated. Well,
Because even the ones that I'm not personally a fan of, I can at least be like, all right, I can see why other people like it.
yeah, I guess with least favorite, the only game I can remotely speak of in that manner is probably Sonic 4? Because it sounds terrible. They were trying to blend, like, Genesis sounds and modern technology, and it sounds like garbage, and I hate
But
it.
that one doesn't have vocal themes though.
No, it doesn't, but I'm just saying, like, music in general. Like,
Music in general, well, that's quite clearly Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood.
oh, and that... I've never played that, actually. I don't have that game.
Well, I've listened to the soundtrack, and let me tell you, interesting, bold direction, but also a crappy one. That I guess apparently that they decided to use a fucking Atari 2600 as the basis for all the sound in the music. It's terrible. It is unbelievably horrendous.
Yeah, I've heard. Kimosabe, good luck with making caramel corn. That's always very messy, but very yummy
Cheer,
too.
buddy.
Sometimes I don't care for the vocal of Sonic Heroes, specifically some of the team themes, but boy, the opening and boss themes are bangers. Yeah, like, honestly, and even, like, as Skull said, like, even the ones I personally don't, like, love, I can see why people would.
I mean, like, you said the team themes, like, I think that We Can is a very mid song.
Yeah.
But like, you
is.
know, it's not bad. You know, if someone enjoys it, you know, that's valid.
Yeah, We Can, it's not bad by anything, but as you said, it's kind of just meh.
IMO, it is the least of the team themes by a good margin.
Hell yeah.
And
This
then
Machine
Aurora.
is my favorite, if I had to pick one.
Aurora, don't worry. Not that I think that you would.
No,
was just
Joe
being...
was just being, like, pointing out, you know, if you were asking us for private stuff, that'd be an issue, but beyond that, you're fine.
Yeah, I was just being facetious.
Yeah. You're all good.
Goodness.
Woo! I did not think I was gonna survive that.
Boy's got range.
Yes, he does, thank God.
Whenever I think about this game, the description of this mission right here is always what comes to mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's one of the very first things I ever heard about this particular version of the game. And
I don't even know
many...
what the mission goal is, other than just, like, get to the end.
Yeah, I think for this one, I think it's just get to the end. But I heard it in the Hellfire Comms playthrough of the game from many years ago. It was talking about, you know, how there's a waterfall mission in Chunnan, and then God, this was about a decade ago now. Rabbit did a bit of a playthrough of this game for me over Skype. He was like, he's never had a capture card, so he was using like his phone's camera for it and everything.
Oh, jeez, back in ye olden days.
Very ghetto setup. But it was a fun time, so I got to see this for the first time. I was like, oh man, this is a beautiful level. I really like the waterfall.
It really is. And like even in standard definition, which honestly I think is half the reason why it looks like crap, is because even on the Wii, straight out of component, it looks like poo compared to the HD version. But it still looks pretty good.
You gotta understand the technology though. Like resolution is only just that. It's pixel resolution. It doesn't necessarily mean good or bad quality.
Exactly. Kimberly has some news. The Werehog plush is coming back for round 2. doing the same event, different locations, still representing your color navy. Awesome! I hope you have a lot of fun with that. Please feel free to share pictures, stories, that sort of stuff. For those of you unaware, not too long ago, Kimberly went to like some sort of summer campish thing, and they had to make teams, and she was given the color navy, and chose to use the werehog as their mascot, which is awesome, if you ask me.
Hey, nice.
It's always nice to see some representation of Sonic stuff out there in the world. At least to me, it is.
Oh yeah. Aurora says, thanks. Also, I have a lot of favorite vocal songs from the Sonic series. One of them is Undefeatable from Frontiers.
Undefeatable is a solid one. Like, if you
Oh,
told me
absolutely.
a singular game, I might be better off on picking my favorite vocal theme from that game. But I'm just saying, like, overall, I can't... Like, my brain almost wants to say, Believe in Myself version 1, because it's Tales of Pain, and it's, like, the best version of it, in my honest opinion. But even then, I can't say that it's, like, better or worse than any of the other songs out there. It's just the most personally meaningful song, I guess would be the word for it.
It's a tough pick, you know, for vocal Sonic music. Even with the distinction of like pick just from this one game, like that's still tough for me, man. For the most part.
And Kimberly was like, yeah, I had to. Yeah, sometimes things are just that obvious where it's just like, there was no choice. Like, it's just, that had to happen.
It was inevitable.
Yes. Swear Push, I hope you enjoy whatever game you're playing while you listen in. Thank you for lurking around.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, I was talking to Skull about this before I started, but thankfully my sore throat has more or less gone away. My allergies have been driving me insane because it is definitely spring.
Yeah, I've been getting a little bit of that. I'm surprised it wasn't worse actually during like earlier this week. What with the whole thunderstorm and a tornado weather outbreak that happened around here.
Apologies for the stop there, guys. I was just handling a message. Which version of Sonic Unleashed do I like more? Absolutely the HD version. Like,
Oh yeah.
as much as I love that this version of the game doesn't have the metal grind, it's not enough to make it out.
The metal grind, though, honestly, like, if you have any exploration instinct whatsoever, you know, at least in my personal opinion, the metal grind shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it really isn't for me until I hit, like, endgame. But this, like, I feel like both of them have a valid place in the world. Like, I don't honestly like one more than the other too horribly much. Like, if you sat me down and forced me to pick one HD version all day long, that's an easy pick. But that doesn't mean I want the SD version to stop existing.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid game. You know, I liked the small bit so far that I've done of it. You know.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, it's pretty clear as day that the HD version is the superior one, but this one has a place, you know. It was very nice of Sega to, you know, make another version for people who didn't have the PS3 or the 360 at the time.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I'm honestly glad they did. Now, if they'd give us a third version that ran on modern hardware, that'd be awesome, but we've only been asking for it for, like, a decade.
Yeah, put the HD version on Steam already. God damn it.
Like, Jesus. Like, I'm not trying to be that pain in the neck who's just like, give it to us already, but seriously, give it to us already.
But like when the Sonic social media manager is literally on Twitter being like, "Hey, what games do you want on?" It's like, come on. There is one that people have been asking for forever.
Yes. Which I feel like Katie knows that, the social media manager. Like, and if she didn't, then she definitely did afterwards, because half of the replies to that post were Unleashed.
Yeah, and if not Unleashed, then I think that if they're not gonna go with Unleashed immediately, I think the next PC release on Steam like should be Sonic Heroes, because
Yeah, agreed. And honestly, with that one, they have a little bit of a framework to start on, because it did have the PC release.
yeah, I was about to be like, did I talk about this with you, or I think it was TTP actually, but yeah, that's exactly what I brought up. Was there is an old PC version of it, so it's not like they can't dig a little bit through that, make some changes here and there, and
Yeah, absolutely.
adding controller support. That would be a pretty important one.
Yeah. Especially in modern days, it's like, what were you thinking? That was my biggest issue with Sonic R, I feel, is that it didn't have any sort of controller support. Because it was designed for Windows XP, so back in those days, it wasn't assumed that you had a controller that went to your computer, it was assumed you didn't.
Yeah, early PC gaming with controllers is a bit of an interesting history. Not a whole lot of games did it.
Yep.
And then, like, your options were, at least, like, in the 90s, because, like, in the 80s, it was, like, all joysticks,
Well,
right? Because, that's just how simple those games were. But, like, in the 90s, it seemed so experimental. I don't know if you've ever seen Microsoft's Sidewinder line of controllers, but what a weird bunch that is.
Yeah, I've seen some of the, like, first generation of controllers, and it's like, what the fuck were you thinking?
I can't believe that they wanted those things to be like the standard Xbox controllers at first. Like,
yeah, that was the guideline for what they were thinking would be the first gen Xbox controller.
I can definitely tell where the extremely like melted plastic looking D-pad from the Duke Xbox controller came from, though. That's definitely a side. That's a Sidewinder carryover. As a detail-oriented person, there are lots of little reasons why I prefer the UnWiiShed version. The shaky cam during daytime stages align with the final boss cutscenes, and Sonic smiling less. Well, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there are some very good details, and I honestly have noticed a few of them, and I as I said, that's part of the reason why I can't say that, if somebody was like, you can only have one, which one I would get rid of for good, because they both have a valid place in my heart, Especially
yeah,
this being the very first Sonic game I would have ever put my hands on.
Yeah. Again, I think they had a good justification for making both versions. The Wii was behind technology-wise. This was also during the PS3's dork age, where...
Dork age? I love that way of putting it.
Yeah, where like the system barely had any games. It was still far too pricey, so like nobody had one yet. But PS2, man, there were a lot of those.
Yep. I think that's honestly the main reason why they targeted the generation behind, was they knew nobody had recent gen tech yet, because it was just too pricey.
360 was always a solid seller, so I think that they had a good thing there. And PS3 wasn't like a bad bet either.
Yeah, it wasn't
but it was
bad
just
by
like
any means. I was just saying, like, it was good to hedge their bet.
Yeah, it was definitely good to treat the era for what it is. It was a transitionary one still. Oops. So yeah, again, just good reasons all around.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with... Honestly, I wish that modern companies would do it more, like, target, like, previous generations. Because, that's stupid. Because honestly, like, for people like me who are, like, a generation or two behind constantly, it's a pain in the ass. Because even though I do pride myself as being a tech guy, usually, other than my, my main computer being, like, somewhat up to date, I don't chase modern consoles because I don't need them.
I get the feel. Goodness.
Oh, you got something weird. What the fuck was that? Speaking of something weird, I just slid off that platform for no goddamn reason.
Oops.
Oh, go again. That's how this works. You die,
Indeedly doodly.
get back up. Or, as Captain America would put it, if you die, walk it off. Nine! Yes, 9. I can't wait for the next season of, Sonic Prime. I don't know why it's taking them so freaking long. Though they do this with every Netflix series. It's like, oh, we're gonna tease you and then take a fucking year.
And, I do kind of wonder, because they apparently had the rap party, so, all the episodes that, because, you know, they said there was going to be 3 8-episode bunches, so they're all done now. If they had the rap party, they're all done.
Yeah, they are done. They've said that they're done.
So I'm kind of hoping that, like, maybe the next 8, season 2, whatever, will be like a summer release, maybe in time for Sonic's birthday.
Yeah.
And then perhaps the next one after that, in like maybe the fall or winter again.
I don't know. I'm just impatient and I want it now.
I want it all. Let's see here.
I love that this game is like $20 and the entire soundtrack on CD is like 60. Well,
Ooh, wait.
I mean, the game on release was probably $60.
You on the Electro race there, Spidey? The bane of my existence.
The bane of my existence.
Dude, that's one of the reasons why I'm so sad about my GameCube memory card corrupting. Was
Because
that
you gotta do that again?
Yeah, that part I was stuck on Ultimate Spider-Man. That part, and it always kept screwing me over for like you know, like 3.5 years. And now whenever I get my console set up going again, I gotta do the whole game over.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
Game over, yeah.
Game over, yeah. Let's see here. Aurora said,
Sonic Gens, and which version do you like more if you have? I've played both versions of it, the 3DS and the Steam version of it. Definitely the Steam version, though the 3DS has some solid bits in it. I really wish that they would have done something like, and maybe they will in the future, but done like a mix of the two. Like, I really wish that they would have done like a full HD remaster of like Sonic Rush's levels or something like that, you know? It just feels like such a missed opportunity to me.
and I think that Generations 3DS could have definitely been more of a love letter to Sonic's handheld history, but
yeah, it was.
I mean, it was a surprise just in general that they included a rush level at all.
Yeah, this is very true. Like, I'm not complaining by any means, but I'm just saying, like, it would have been awesome if they'd have made that into the HD version too.
Yeah, I've not played the 3DS version, but I do have it on 360 and Steam, and it's you know, like I was saying earlier, that there are some games in my opinion that are better built than Unleashed is. Like I think Generations as a game is one of the most solid efforts that Sega ever did on one of the main platformer games. The story is shit, but... the story's another issue, but you know, the gameplay wise, man, that's one of the most solid Sonic games ever made.
Yeah, it is. That is, I believe it's Hedgehog Engine V 3.0 debuted with Sonic Gens, and thank God for that.
They had to dumb it down a bit to get it running solid 30 FPS on consoles, but you know, if that was the sacrifice that needed to be made, you know.
Yeah. Sacrifices need to be made sometimes.
The lighting was still good, so you know.
Yeah, honestly, it was. Animation on this game can't be topped, especially the opening and final boss cutscenes. Which, hilariously, yeah, I am surprised. Like, I know they're pre-rendered, but still, the cutscenes in this game still look absolutely gorgeous in the SD.
Oh yeah, whether, you know, obviously the FMVs are incredible. Sega's got a very good studio.
Yeah, Blur Studios' Marza Animation Planet does an amazing job with them.
And but they also rocked it with the in-game animations.
Oh, absolutely.
In the HD version, because this version doesn't really have its own. But you know.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose right, like it does have in-game animation, but
well, yeah.
it doesn't have cutscenes rendered in-game.
Exactly.
That's what I meant.
All the cutscenes here are pre-rendered, so.
Yeah, they're either the Marza FMVs or just straight ripped from the HD version.
Yeah. Which is probably the one thing that I would say to discount this game, is the fact that it does, like, rip things from the HD version. Like, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but...
What I find weird about them is that they like darkened the footage of those HD version cutscenes, and it's so weird to look at sometimes.
I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Why the fuck do you do these things you do?
Indeed. Guys, I'm setting up my Dreamcast to record the new and improved Segascape.
Oh, nice.
What is Segascape?
Segascape is a hack that Kitty Dreamer made of Netscape that runs on Dreamcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it might have been you actually, Dylan, that I seem to remember talking something about something like that.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the stream started. As you were saying, you wanted to try and get the connection set up to connect to get the Sonic Adventure DLC stuff.
Oh, well, I said that during the stream, but I'm talking about, like, it was some time ago, maybe on the... Oh, it was on the Frontier stream, the last one that you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had the same conversation.
We had the same conversation a lot. Which is fine. I love having the same conversation because my memory is crap, and usually there's something I forgot.
Your favorite character is Tails?
Ah, crap.
Oh, jeez.
Now?
Be careful.
Yeah, I'm at 0 life now, so I gotta be careful.
God, Dark Titan is so tiny compared to the HD version. I mean, like, it's still big, but
Yeah, he is definitely smaller.
Actually, you know what? Maybe not.
It looks like it from a distance. I think it's just the perspective angles are weird.
Yeah, when you're close up, he looks about the same compared to the werehog that he does in the HD version. But from far away, yeah, he looked tiny.
Yeah. I have a theory why there is a specific reason why certain cutscenes in Unleashed are FMVs and others aren't when they could be. If you remove everything that isn't an FMV, you get a new story. That's more or less true, yeah, like, I don't know, I just would have liked to see some of those pre-rendered cutscenes render on the Wii. I know they'd have looked like crap, but as a tech guy, I still want to see it.
I can kind of understand from the perspective of not making the B team do all the same work, but
Yeah.
you know, it just would have been nice for them to render cutscenes in this version.
Yeah. Kitty Dreamer said their version of Firefox runs on Firefox 3.0, or that's what the GitHub said. GitHub decompilation of Firefox 3. I use just the official Firefox. Firefox 3, that's way outdated though. Or at least I would think so.
Well, you see, that's Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, because current version is version 111, so that's very out of date. Oh, Firefox 3.5 and above can't run on a Dreamcast. Gotcha. Himosabe, welcome back with snacks.
What kind of snacks you rocking there? You get Cheetos, or maybe some Cheez-Its, or perhaps
Cheez-Its are good, man.
pretzels. Oh yeah, Cheez-Its are amazing. Maybe some Doritos, but perhaps, maybe even. I know I might sound crazy with this suggestion, but maybe even trail mix. I know.
I love trail mix though.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was 13, 14, trail mix was my jam.
I can't blame you in the slightest.
Yeah, man, I used to.
I miss terribly.
I used to like from the convenience store. I would get like 2 big bags of like the Cars trail mix rather. You know, whether it be the one. It was like the smaller bag had raisins and cashews in it, and then the difference between that and the big bag had dried cranberries, which were way better than raisins, and sunflower seeds in it. That was the difference between the two. But like, I'd get like a couple bags of that and put it in this giant Tupperware bowl. Get a spoon. I would just eat it with a spoon, and you know, put the lid back on it, and you know, just snack on it.
Yeah.
It just,
Fair.
you know, take it out every now and then. Just get me some spoonfuls of trail mix, and God, those were the days.
Yeah. Kimberly bringing up the fact that Cheetos are also known as Elise's legs.
Hey, you know, she's allowed to have orange leggings if she wants.
Which one of these days, I know this is like the weirdest thing ever, but I do actually, if I had the funding and the time to do so, I want to get my hands on a 360 and Sonic 06 just to see how horrible it is.
Not gonna lie, Dylan, you kind of had me for a second. I thought you were about to be like, if I have the time to work on it, I really want to perfect my Elise cosplay. Which...
No! Fucking hey! What?
I mean, you know, if that's the character you want to cosplay, man, you know,
No,
go for it.
No, yeah, you're good. Like, I get where you were going for, but You just caught me off guard with that one, man. I was
That's
not
what-
expecting this.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. Listen, Kimo, Dylan can cosplay whoever he wants.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with cosplaying as whatever, but I'm just saying, personally, I don't think that'd be a character I'd go for. Was worth a good laugh, though.
So the clock on my Dreamcast is messed up? Yeah.
Probably the CMOS battery is dead.
Oh yeah, I got the same after a while. When I first got my Dreamcast, it would remember the date for a few months, and then would have to reset it. And then at some point that battery just died, and so every time I turn it on, it's like, is it 1999?
Yeah. Well, it wanted you to party like it was 1999.
Oh wait, no, I think by default actually it's set to November 27th, 98, which was the Japanese launch date for those who don't know.
That makes
So,
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you leave it unplugged for very long, the CMOS battery will die. Do that enough times, and it will just die for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely fine to share that. That's awesome, Kimberly, that you did a cosplay of Tails. I'm honestly hoping this Halloween, I've mentioned I work at a school district, and I'm hoping I might be able to do a cosplay of Tails for Halloween, honestly. Just wear that into work. Because being Halloween and all, it's kind of like, you can wear whatever you want, as long as it's a costume and not inappropriate for a school environment.
Cosplay of Tails cosplaying as Elise.
You should do Detective Tails, says Kimberly. Detective Tails is really freaking adorable. Like, I know I say that about every version of Tails ever, but it's seriously a wonderful design.
Man, guys, I sure love Murder Tails, the way he holds that knife. With the blood dripping from his mouth and everything.
Okay, get up. I hate when the camera does this, because it's like, you can't get up. The camera is a constant enemy in every Sonic game ever.
Yeah.
Even in Frontiers, there's a few times where you're just like, camera!
Oh yeah, for sure. There's definitely some times, like, if the camera's in the wrong place... One thing I find really annoying is that, objects you can homing attack, this was never a problem in a game before Frontiers, but, like, sometimes if the camera's in the wrong spot, and, like, you can jump for a homing attack and try to, you know... or, well, I suppose you don't necessarily have to jump, but I'm getting aside from the point. There are objects where sometimes you should logically be able to do the homing attack on it that you can't, and it's annoying. Because of the way that the camera's set up. So you gotta, like, realign yourself.
Yeah.
Oh. Does this mean you can get into a new area?
Yeah, it means I can get the Chaos Emerald into the temple.
Oh man. Look at you. You did it. My favorite Tails is always going to be the version of Tails in Sonic Prime where he is whimpering.
You mean Mangy?
What? Yeah, that's not necessarily... Or, well, no, I suppose he did do some of that, yeah. Tales where he lost all semblance of reality.
The moment the temple lit up, the beast woke up. It appears
I
he's
love
come
how
back to his
Kimberly
senses.
says, I love how this game is like
I'll
the
bet
inverse
your
Sonic
job
game,
is
with
to
the entire
guard
plot
the
being put the Chaos Emeralds
Temple.
back
You must have
instead of
gone
taking them for
berserk when the
yourself.
emeralds lost their
Honestly, true.
It was a nice little flip on things.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad
because
you're
usually
back.
it is
Want some
get
chocolate?
the Chaos Emeralds. This time it's give them up.
Yeah. Look, he's nice again.
So long.
Quick, someone look up if chocolate kills birds.
Does chocolate kill birds? Yes,
Maybe I asked it the wrong time because this is the Ergo cutscene.
it is.
What's the
I love this
progress on the
cutscene.
Dark Gaia-powered egg
I love how he eats his giant sub.
Munch.
Current status is 27%.
He eats his sandwich in like 3 seconds.
The
Didn't
3
know they
bites.
redid a redo of this, but it's him. Like forever ago.
Crazy. Here I'd go to the trouble of waking that dark
Where he eats a giant submarine sandwich in 3 bites.
Yeah, he edited it so it looks like this cutscene exactly, almost.
Well,
Ergo.
Unable to sustain its own weight upon its release. Ergo, it's scattered around the world.
It's no wonder we called this robot Ergo.
I don't want to hear about its weight issues.
Nobody likes a whiner.
Sudden awakening.
Yep.
This is unacceptable.
Ergo, this is the repercussion
Imagine if
of
Yeah,
you
they-
had reactions.
What was that?
Chemo's right. It is deadly to dogs, and I believe cats as well.
Yeah, and it can be deadly to birds as well. It can cause vomiting, diarrhea, increased heart rate, hyperactivity, induce tremors and seizures, and then cause death.
So an average Tuesday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quiet, you junkie! That was all part of my plan, part of the big picture. Where's the fun in having my plans succeed without any challenge? Anyway, what's the status of the remaining temples of Gaia?
Eggman forces have currently secured all locations. Defensive preparations are nearly complete.
That'll take care of Sonic for now, which leaves the problem of Dark Gaia. It'd be difficult to collect every piece scattered all
I like
across
how
the world.
he's just like lounging
Searching
around.
dimensional wisdom banks for topical advice. The journey of
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Miles begins with
I love that
He doesn't
part
really
of
have
this
to do much.
topical advice things is nobody likes the whiner.
Isn't there a more
Of course.
effective way? Some way to,
Which I'd like to point
Egg-
out.
all up at once.
Go ahead, sorry.
Wait, that's it.
Eggman can probably eat a pub burger in 3 bites. Oh, no, dude, if
Absolutely. If he can eat a whole sub in 3 bites, he can eat a pub burger in like 1.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is Eggman downs a pub burger in 1 bite. He doesn't even chew; he just swallows it whole.
Professor Pickle may have found a new destination for you by now. Sonic, let's go visit him at his laboratory in Spagonia.
Aw, shit.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely fine, Aurora. I mean, I don't know you all that well, but you seem like a nice enough person.
Yeah,
So if
that's
that means anything, absolutely. As far as like straight up calling you a friend, that is something that kind of gets earned over a course of time. So though I
Yeah.
appreciate the thought, and I definitely don't mean to say like, I more mean to say like I don't know you quite that well.
Yeah, I'm a Dylan on that one. That's how I think of it too.
Yeah, like as I said, you seem like a great enough person, and I'm sure if I got to know you, we may well become friends. But reality is that we haven't gotten there yet. So, there's that. Oh my, the Dark Gaia Phoenix has appeared. Events are unfolding just as they are outlined in the Gaia manuscripts. Very interesting. Additional study of the Gaia manuscripts has yielded new information. Spagonia and Chunan are your next destinations. You will need to consult the local populace for further details. Alright, Sonic, time is of the essence. Do pick up the pace. Literally telling the fastest thing alive, go faster.
Well, he is a man of authority.
This is true.
That method of eating sounds painful.
It probably would be for most people.
Yeah, that's why you gotta leave it to the trained professionals like Dr. Eggman.
Yeah. And Sonic downs a whole chili dog in one bite, so I mean, it's pretty much Sonic series standard to eat things in ridiculously fast times.
Oh, yeah.
I think Shadow has been pictured taking multiple bites of things. Never mind.
I know the chili dog birthday gift in Sonic Generations must have at least taken Sonic 2 bites to eat.
Yeah, it did take him like 2 or 3 if I recall correctly.
So he does take about half of it in the first bite, so that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I just hope that whenever he finished it, he removed the bow from it, because
Nah, he just ate it too.
he just ate the bow.
Oh, yeah! I'm gonna eat the whole thing!
Ribbony.
Now that sounds like it'd probably be painful. I would not want to have to deal with that in a manner of ways, let's put it that way. I don't want to get disgusting.
Alright, well, this is clearly spawned the new headcanon. Sonic was actually raised by raccoons, so he's accustomed to eating garbage. And that's how he can handle it.
Science and Dragon Ball Z eat like monsters and all. Yeah, I mean... it's fair enough, I suppose, but... So, as a human, I will throw that little warning down and be like, don't try this at home.
Yeah, like there are super eaters out there.
Yeah, this is true, but they are trained professionals.
Yeah, that they're trained for it. I don't know if I'd be impressed if you know if even one of them you know did a Saiyan level meal.
Yeah. I've never seen one, but I would imagine not, from what I've heard.
Absolutely.
I love
Update.
that he just splats into obstacles and goes flat. It's such a wonderful
Yeah.
detail.
It's a fun little bit there. Good luck on the Electro race there, Spidey.
Fun.
Never noticed this, but they put light through the trees in this stage. It looks beautiful.
They do, actually. A lot of the level of detail in this game astonishes me still to this day.
Is fun. You know, it's nice that they put the effort in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's alright. I actually heard about you for the first time from Lucky Tales and Skull. I know you from the Sonic Dog channel.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you around. Hope you're having
You can
fun.
definitely find Dylan in the chat during Fun Fridays.
Yeah, I'm almost always there. I make a habit of it, honestly. I've done it ever since the pandemic.
What did they do yesterday?
Jazzy took over the stream and they did like some Mario Kart.
Ooh.
Jen was there and James was there and None was there, I think, too. There's just a whole bunch of not so frequent flyers playing around in Mario Kart, and then they opened it up to the audience at the end.
And you were there. And you were there. And you.
Basically. I love that I can just ignore all of this. Ah, yeah! I can't be bothered.
There's definitely one thing against SD Unleashed here is
You can cheese
no-
it very easily.
no constant boost. You have to spam it.
Oh yeah, I hate that. You can probably hear me click, 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 clicking on the controller.
And it's the same fucking voice clip every time.
Yeah, it is. It's just woo, woo.
Like, you know, at least in the HD version, they give him like 5 different clips that he has whenever you boost.
Yeah.
So at least there's some variation.
Spider Plush just lost the Electro race. Good luck next time. By the sounds, it's very difficult, so it might take a few tries.
And it is very difficult. Because you can't get too close to him, because you know he uses like an electrified shield of sorts, so he hurts you, and that obviously impedes your progress. You can't get too far away from him either.
Because then you can't hurt him. Period.
Well, it's not about hurting him; it's about like keeping up with him. So technically, it's not like a race. It's more like a chase sequence, but you know, so if you get too far behind, which is what inevitably happened to me every time, then you fail. So
I can't see. There we go. I think I've lost. Yeah, seeing as I just hit the end of the stage, I basically lost it. Also, you boost in the direction of the camera, not of Sonic. I
Weird.
don't know if that's an HD thing too, but I just noticed it here.
Not my best.
nah, the HD version you boost wherever Sonic's facing, so you can turn him to the camera, and if you boost, then
It flies toward the camera, which is what I was trying to do, but it would just fly
Yeah.
into the frickin' barrier.
that's weird.
Yeah. Himosabe was saying, I hate that too, Skull, not gonna lie, that's why the Xbox version is better.
Yeah, you know, they could, at the very least, they could have given him the different voice clips.
Yeah. It honestly wouldn't have taken up that much space on the disc.
For sure. You do have the light speed dash, right?
Yes. I just didn't
Oh,
use
okay.
it.
Sounds like it's time for a restart.
Yeah, probably. Honestly. Let's just do that. Try again!
Let's do it to it.
I get that reference. I remember I watched both Sat AM and Adventures of Sonic not too horribly long ago. Very interesting shows. Let's put it that way. Like, they're not bad, but they're definitely interesting.
Best element of Sonic Unleashed? Story?
Yeah, probably. That or the music, but that honestly just bolsters the story, if you ask me. Like, the music is
like-
almost part of the story.
It's another one of those where it's hard pickings, but not quite as much IMO. I do think that the story is this game's strongest point.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
You know what would be funny? What if every time Sonic went to the wall, he said, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that would be kind of funny if he was just like, what the hell?
Certainly would have
Push
put
the
an
rating.
exclamation mark on the E10 rating that this
Yeah,
game
I was
has.
just gonna say it would have pushed the rating a bit.
Maybe not a bit, like, you know. I don't think that hell is like
No, it's not. It's just it would have been on the. I am 5 rings short.
5 more. You gotta find 5 more. No,
I don't
Dylan,
have
no.
time. I don't have time. I'm out of time.
Not my best one.
I love that the game is E10. Yeah. Honestly, like they don't swear in it at all. And
The only reason
like
it's E10 is because of blood from the Dark Gaia.
yeah, that's what I was right about to point out. So it's like a almost unearned E10 rating.
Yeah.
So I gotta say that scene is pretty squicky. And I referenced the Hellfire Cops playthrough earlier. If that blood had been red, that definitely would have been a T.
Yup. Yeah, no way in heck they'd have been able to get away with that if it was like actually red in E10 plus. No way.
Yeah, and like it, you know, for what it is pretty gory.
Yeah,
So
which is
if
why
that
it
if that
earned
had been
the 10 rank.
yeah if that had been red, definitely E10. Or sorry, definitely T. What am I saying?
You're okay. I get what you
You got this, Dylan. Think of all the potatoes that you're gonna be rewarded.
mean. The potatoes.
Yeah, all the
Yeah, I think that's a. How is that not a fail?
You did it.
Honestly, I think that's a fail. Passes anyways.
Turns out the potatoes are yours now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't mind if I need to earn the right to be your friend, since this is understandable. Since this is true, you two don't know me all that well. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as I said, like, I'm not at all saying, like, never, but that's a thing
Yeah.
that happens naturally over time, I feel. It's not something that should be really rushed.
yeah, like Dylan, for example, started off as a fan,
Yeah.
and then things just kind of happened to roll into friendship.
Exactly.
It's a roll of the dice.
Question for Dylan and Sol. What was your dream job before YouTube? Well, YouTube's not my job. I just kind of do it for the fun of it. I don't even get paid for this. I just do it for the hell of it. But, my job, as far as that's concerned, dream job, is what I do, actually, which is be a tech guy. You know, I'm an IT guy through and through. That's what I do. What about you, Skull?
Yeah. Goodness. I, like, even though I do get paid to be on YouTube, like, it's definitely not enough to be considered a job either. Right now. But like, I guess before, I guess like when I was a kid, when I first got into wrestling, I was thinking like pro wrestler, man. That's what I aspire to be.
Darndo the pro wrestler.
But then, you know, as I got older, and I kind of learned a little more about the inside of the industry, and was like, man, this sounds exceedingly difficult. So it probably not for me. But God, around the time I started, you know, doing started being a content creator for YouTube and whatnot, is when I started like really getting into voice acting. So there was a good while there where I wanted to be a pro voice actor. And I guess nowadays, it's like if I were to like actually get a job doing anything, I think that writing is my like the thing that I'm best at. So it would probably be that.
Yeah, I mean, solid career choice for sure.
Yeah, if I were in any profession, I think that I would do best as a writer.
Kitty Cat is almost done capturing footage for the Sega Escape. Why am I doing this battle again? I went in the wrong room. This is the
wrong room.
Jinx! Fit the code to make YouTube load up its first page. You see, ooh, interesting. And made cursor icons.
Hey.
Yeah. One thing I really miss back in the days of XP when they had like the cursor packs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like the
I remember
themes and shit like that. Like they kept doing it more or less all the way up until 7, but then they ditched it.
Yeah, no. I think it was TTP. I had a conversation with recently about like how they went like full ham in like the XP days with like different themes for like you know, say like just Windows in general with the taskbar and the way that the windows looked and everything, or like Windows Media Player had a lot of them. The only one I can remember specifically right now is the Halo one, but they had a ton. And it was for all sorts of different properties too. Like I think SpongeBob had one, just for an example.
Oh, I'm sure. There was one for practically everything, and if there wasn't, chances are somebody would make one.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of sad that that level of customization these days is only supported by you know, like independent third-party developers.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the actual you know, mainstream sources themselves, I guess.
Yeah, like, it'd be really nice if Microsoft started to support more customization again, which I feel like they kind of are a little bit, but not by any means to the level they did back in the XP days.
It's so weird that customization and options became uncool in the 2010s.
Yeah, it's the weirdest freaking thing, and I don't think it ever became uncool to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I love having that sort of freedom over the aesthetic and everything. Like, just for example, I think the most prominent example of it to me is like YouTube channel pages.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an OG, so I definitely remember, you know, back in the day where everybody's channel looked different from each other.
Yeah, I saw some of that when I was like back in those days, when I was at my grandparents' house, which did have internet. And it was cool. Like I loved that you could individualize your page. Nowadays,
yeah, everybody
they all
had
look the goddamn same.
Yeah, everybody had their own colors and you know, the background images and stuff. Nowadays, you get your channel banner and that's it.
Yep. 1498 MTV file type capture card can switch resolutions. Oh no. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Just some sort of raw proprietary format that does random shit. There's a lot of those.
Oops.
Whee! Yeah, converting file types is always a pain in the neck. I don't want to get electrocuted, thank you. Hey there, Miles, back to Gauge and Blur. Yes, welcome back. Good to see ya.
Hello.
Wow.
Oops.
What even happened? I jumped and then sunk.
You just missed the path.
I probably did. It's going pretty well, Miles. How are you? I didn't have boost there, so I was doomed.
Yep.
Capture card is Sega-made capture card from 2003.
What? They made a
Oh,
capture
Sega
card?
made a capture card. Okay, at least I'm not the only dumbass over here. Like, I'm just like, I did not know there was an official capture card for Dreamcast. That's news to me. Alright, get a ring. Or just die.
Damn, man, Sonic wanted none of your shit.
Yep. Sonic saying, "Oh!" when he trips, lol. Honestly, man, not much has changed in 10 minutes. I've mostly been watching wacky tech videos, so I hope you've been having fun. Having a good time. Having a good time, having a good time. Don't wanna stop at all.
It's basically lost media at this point. Nobody has documented it. Got mine from a scalper on eBay. That's incredible. They made one though. Apparently.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Sonic is my spirit animal. When he dies, just sings depressingly.
Is it specifically for Dreamcast, or is it like a general purpose capture card?
That's also a good question. I would imagine being vendor specific, it's... Oh yeah, it's Dreamcast memory cards.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's an industry thing. Because I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have used like professional capture equipment at the time to record like gameplay for trailers. But maybe they did
their internal development and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they had to capture the footage somehow.
Yeah, but again, like that's what a professional setup is for. So like you'd think that they would have some of the same machines that like say a movie studio or like I know like if you work for a television station, especially if they have like the news, right? They have to have that sort of stuff. So like a pro capture setup.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that, like that's what I would presume that anybody would have been getting their gameplay footage on back then. But I guess Sega just wanted to be original about theirs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, congrats, Spidey. Spidey was going up against Electro in Ultimate Spider-Man, which was a fight that Skull was complaining about. Eventually, we'll have to redo. Don't die! Shit.
Oops.
I knew I was gonna die, but I was just tempting the game like, don't die! Like, please! Please, I beg
Okay,
you.
so Sega did do it then to record footage for trailers. That's
incredible.
wow. I mean, that's cool, but that also just kind of begs the question of like why they didn't just yeah, exactly, because like the technology obviously existed back then. They could have just recorded it the normal way.
Sega also does like being weird.
Watch out! You're gonna crash!
That is true. They were a very experimental company back during their console manufacturing days.
Which honestly, I kinda liked.
Yeah, no, it's cool some of the stuff that they did. A lot of it they were very ahead of their time on.
Absolutely.
Like, if we would just want to talk about like the Dreamcast specifically for that purpose, man, like they're pioneers of online crossplay. There was plenty of games.
Sorry, I cut you off.
There was like a good handful of games where Dreamcast players could play against PC players, and at least in one case, I believe it was like the Japanese version of like a King of Fighters game where you could play Dreamcast against PlayStation 2, which is incredible.
Yeah, because back then crossplay was unheard of.
Yeah, so like. That's cool, man, and that's something that developers still have a problem with, like to this day.
Oh,
not as much,
yeah.
obviously, but like, just the fact that it even was a thing back then.
Miles has a singular piece of advice to me, and that is to become a god at this game and get good. Honestly, fair. My favorite thing to talk about as far as technological advancements that Sega kind of made happen is with the Genesis, actually, because the blast processing technology they used in the Genesis is still used in hardware to this day to make things go faster.
Ooh.
Because blast processing is the foundation of what we call hyper-threading nowadays.
Aw, shit. Oh, no.
Shit. Speaking of aw shit.
Now you gotta do it all over again.
So I think I'm gonna do this level and then probably call it a day. But
Can I get an aw shit?
yeah,
Aw shit.
Aw shit.
Oh yeah, Kimasabe. If I look up online crossplay, I think maybe
It might come up.
maybe yeah. Let's see, online crossplay. List of video games that support cross-platform play. Hey. Let's
Good
see.
news, says my hurt flesh. I thought you got past Electro. Whatever came past him is apparently giving him trouble. Miles, if you think that's bad, you should go to some of my other streams. I've literally died over 100 times before.
Okay, so this isn't a complete list. I know that there's more. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure. But according to Wikipedia, 4x4 Evolution was Dreamcast and PC. Phantasy Star Online was Dreamcast, Mac, and PC. Quake 3 Arena was Dreamcast and PC, and then it was Capcom versus SNK 2 that was Dreamcast and PS2.
Dude, I spent last night cataloging your death count. I'm still going. It's that bad. Honestly, you probably would be if you were serious and not just picking on me.
Looking at this list, I don't know. I'm still looking at the list, but
Oh, you're fine.
I think a very interesting one to me actually is Final Fantasy XI, because that's Xbox 360 and PC, which like you know you can see it and whatnot, but also PS2.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's just out of place.
Yeah, especially because like PS2 had no centralized service. So
It
like
must
how
be vendor-based.
It-
Connect
it, like-
to a central server on Final Fantasy side or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy that that Final Fantasy XI, especially because you know with Xbox 360 and PS2 being so different in terms of the technology and what they're capable of and all that, like you'd just think that those two versions of the game wouldn't be compatible with each other, even if
Yeah.
you know, like that's crazy.
Yeah. It must have been a pain in the neck to implement. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
It's hard enough to do crossplay between like platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
trying to change between like different ways of doing things, and especially like something like a generational swap like that must have been a pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
Level up.
All right, let's get back to the chat and the stream here.
Yeah, you're fine. Fantasy Star. Kitty Cat was asking, was Fantasy Star 11 made in 2005? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll go back to the page and quickly click on it.
You've got plenty of time.
Final Fantasy XI was released in 2002.
I don't know why I died, but I died. So here we are.
And the 360 version came out in 06.
Ah, yes, the dreaded
So
2006.
Yeah, so I guess they it was just like a straight port then, I guess. Maybe.
Maybe.
Which makes it a little more believable.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Come on, man, you got this. You got the potatoes, now you just need the bacon.
Like, I know I can do this because I've done it before. I've literally played this entire game.
Quick question for you. With the game so far, how long do you reckon you've spent on a singular level, and how long was that approximately?
The longest level that took me was the one that I completed at the beginning of the stream, which would have taken me several hours, because I practiced for about an hour before I started going live, and there's a stream of me literally losing my mind, last week, trying to play that stage, so, that would probably be my worst. My average is, not that horrible, probably like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah. Chemo says, every time I play that Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus, I make Vincent Valentine do some workout squats. Lol. Meanwhile, every character is just watching me.
That's kind of funny, though.
It is
Hey
kinda
there,
funny.
Loki Omen Gaming said, hey yo, finally caught a stream, thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Miles, thank you for the what? Very much appreciated.
Sent you the video of Sega Escape. When you complete the level or die,
Yes,
can you
I
react,
did
please?
see that. I will show that off before we call this a stream. Oh, shoot! I think it
Timing.
might just be safer to take the lower route.
Maybe.
Because every time I try to take the higher route, I just die. So maybe I should learn from my mistakes instead of just endlessly repeating them.
Well, you see, Endless, though, is part of the title for Endless Possibilities, which means
Yeah, that's true.
that you get to take any opportunity, any possibility that you can.
Which includes dying endlessly.
Yeah.
How have you been? I ask if you died. I'm doing alright. Dying, but, you know, that's not at all unusual over here on my channel. Chilling out, having some fun, playing some Sonic Unleashed. How are you doing? I hope you are well.
The struggles of Dylan have been well documented.
Yes. This is true. Alright.
Not gonna lie, Vincent Valentine has that edgy Shadow the Hedgehog vibes.
I wouldn't know. I've actually never
Yeah.
played Final Fantasy. Like,
Yeah,
only
I'm
one.
not too familiar. Aw, Dylan.
Well, there's a zero life.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Isn't there somewhere, like, I know how, or kind of have an idea of how lives in this game work. Isn't there, like, somewhere that you can buy more?
I'm not sure, actually. That's a good question. 'Cause I know you can, it works differently
I'm
than
sure
in
that
the
you can.
version.
Yeah, I'm sure that you can actually, like, go somewhere and raise the cap of lives that you have.
Yeah, that'd be nice, because right now it only gives me 2. Yeah, and Loki, I apologize if somebody misgendered you, possibly me. If I ever misgender anybody, I assure you it's not of malice, it's just because I don't know. If you tell me, I will absolutely apologize and correct for it, and try to remember as best I can with my limited memory. And everybody is welcome here, regardless of gender, or any other quality for that matter. As long as you're a decent person, you're welcome. That's the only requirement!
Dylan, no. Yeah, and that's just the thing too. Like, if it happens, then, like 99% of the time, it's just somebody making a mistake, and if you let them know, then that 99% of people, that they'll be nice about it and apologize. So
And if they aren't, then they're just a bad person. Like,
Yeah, that's someone worth ignoring.
Here we...
Alright, and before you remind me, Kid Dreamer, I will show that before I end the stream. I just really want to try and get through this letter. This freaking level. I can't even say it right, let alone play it. Maybe that's half my issue right there. There are a lot of stupid TikTok trends, of which none I follow.
Try taking the blast shortcuts, says Chemo.
Yeah, that honestly, is a decent idea.
If you know where the shortcuts are.
I kinda do. I know which routes to take. That won't kill me. Let's put it that way. They're not necessarily
yeah.
shortcuts, but they're routes that won't murder me.
If they're safe, then you know that's all that matters. Remember, man, you got bacon on the line.
No, I know, and I really like bacon too.
Yeah, you already got the potatoes for the hash browns, dude. And the eggs were guaranteed before the stream. Just gonna think about that tasty breakfast, man.
And anyways, because I was a dumbass and I was like, oh, I'll try the high route anyways, even though I know it's a stupid thing. And yes, I love chocolate. I do love chocolate. I've admitted many a time that I'm a chocoholic, and I'll do so again. Alright, come on.
Every time he plays this game and hears a Chip offer chocolate to somebody, he instinctively has to go to the nearest store and buy. I can tell you right now, after this stream is over, Dylan's gonna go to the store and buy like 12 Hershey bars.
Honestly, man, I might.
He's gonna get all the varieties too.
Um,
Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, cookies and cream. Chocolate with almonds in it.
Yeah, Loki, I'm sorry people make jokes about your gender. Like, that's not cool. I assure you that here, that is not going to happen and is not tolerated, as a matter of fact. If anybody does that sort of shit, they will be kicked from the stream. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, man. Just live and let live, man. There's nothing wrong
exactly.
with doing it. Oh my god, that was close.
Yes, it was! I have no idea how I'm alive right now, but I'm not gonna ask that question because guess what? I just had another how am I still alive moment. And I have no idea where to go. Okay. This way. Woohoo!
And you got the cherry blossoms too. Very nice.
There we go.
You guys need an Oscar.
I got a B.
That seems to be the theme
Yeah,
on this one.
Alright, let's save off, show the Sega Escape, and then call this a day. Yes, I finally did it! And no, I'm not continue playing.
Chia, buddy.
So, thanks, Niels. Thank you all for all the support and the good time. Let's turn off Easy Cap. Turn on Twitter. gonna turn on. Maybe if it decides to show up. Meow.
Oh man.
Sorry guys, technical difficulties, of course. There we go. Yeah, according to Kitty Cat Streamcast, it's 2010. I don't even doesn't even understand the 2023s because like I don't know how much memory they assign to its date and time. I'd be curious.
You got an interesting point there.
Sega. Because there could be like a Y2K thing where it's just like it
Maybe.
only understands dates up to. Oh wow. It's trying, that's for sure. Let's see if it even like loads in anything. It eventually gets one tile of Late Show. You can tell how big these files are that are transmitted in like no time at all because this has to run at like a millionth of the speed that we're used to.
Man, I remember web browsers without tabs.
Yep, no tabs, just tiny little like view menus, file, edit, view, and it even has like the old school like file and edit menus. I love that. That's on it. That's honestly awesome, and I can tell that it's like early age of browsing. That's awesome.
That is amazing.
I'm glad that you got that going. I made this joke a lot, but the Gaussian blur is really growing me on me. Well, hey, at least when I screen shared, it wouldn't have any sort of blurring because that's just straight 1920 flat out. But yeah, with that being said, let's hit this button. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I suck at ending these streams. I'm always just like, oh, I'll talk for like ever, and then it's just like, oh, it's time that I should probably stop this mess. But I
Yeah.
hope you guys have had a good time. Thank you so much for coming along, Skull.
Well, it was something you offered up, and I was like, well, I definitely need a break from my hands and eyes hurting me. So
Yeah.
good times.
Yeah, and thank you for coming by, Loki Omen Gaming, Miles, of course, Kitty Dreamer 31, Loki Omen Gaming, I might have already said them, Kimosabe 98, Aurora the Hedgehog, everybody else I think left. Yep, Aurora, Kimosabe, Kitty, Loki Omen, and Miles. Okay, I got everything, and I already thanked you, so I think I'm good.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you, everybody, just as a general.
Whether you were here or not.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great time. As Vindo would say, I'm a love you, I miss you. I've been Dylan Bradley.
And I've been Skull902.
Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys sometime in the future. Sorry these streams have been a little sporadic, but my schedule has been insane. So, bye!
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. There we go.